Now, there are many, many important relevant characters in Deltarune. Characters that we're still trying to find so much about. Spamton and his ongoing side plot with Tenna, everything about Gaster and what he's up to. What the end of the prophecy was. We all know who the big players in the world of Deltarune are. And with the release of Chapter 3 and 4, we got so much more info to chew on. Like the identity of the knight. Well, technically not the identity, but we narrowed it down. We pretty much know who it is. And more insight on characters like Susie, Ralze, Noelle, etc. But I want to talk about a much smaller character in the world of Deltarune. Or at least a character we think is a smaller character. JOCKINGTON. JOCKINGTON is one of Chris's many classmates. He likes sports and is one of the most popular kids in the town. And quite literally everything about him is perplexing in some form or another. Firstly, his weird speech pattern. His sentences just have random capitalization and comma use. And it seems like as the chapters go on, it gets worse and worse. He has 10 different talk sprites that are all the exact same sprite. And more keep getting added as the chapters go on. Like, what is up with this guy? But I'm here to talk about the real conspiracy behind JOCKINGTON. Behind that smile and pair of cool sunglasses is the real villain of Deltarune. Image_friend. This may seem absolutely insane. How the hell is goddamn JOCKINGTON friend? Like, there's evidence. Strange connections that tricky Tony tried to hide from us. But I'm not letting it stay a secret. I'm here to compile all the evidence that's sprinkled throughout Deltarune, to finally show the truth behind JOCKINGTON. Now, before I talk about JOCKINGTON, I'll first talk about Friend. Friend is a very mysterious character that we still have yet to meet. You first see this thing in the depths of Queen's Mansion, where its face flashes briefly on screen. This creature has a lot of presence in Deltarune, showing up primarily in Chapter 3 during Ralze's monologue, where it looks sort of like Endogamy from Undertale, as well as showing up as helper minions during the ERAM fight, but it also has presence in the Spamton sweepstakes, showing up multiple times. Now, at the moment, we don't know a ton about Friend, but it's theorized to be the main entity behind Spamton and possibly Jevel's insanity, possibly being the mysterious caller that made him lose his mind. It's also probably connected to Mike, or is Mike, since we never actually met the real Mike, just a lot of fakes. All we really know about Friend for sure is its cat-like appearance, yellow and pink eyes, and a big old smile. A character who's always smiling, and whose eyes are conveniently hidden from us at all times. Now, another main section where Friend is most likely mentioned is in Chapter 4, where the organic NPCs talk about the tale which must not be followed, along with a prophecy board that says, "They'll see the tale of hell take crawl," with an image of a cat tail. Pretty weird. You know who else is in this angelic prophecy that supposedly knows how exactly the world is gonna end? JOCKINGTON. Why the hell is JOCKINGTON in the same prophecy that possibly shows how the world is going to end? Okay, fine. That's a little weird, but let's look more into JOCKINGTON's personal life as a hometown resident. He's regarded as cool, he loves sports, and his best friend is Catty, the cat. The cat who has both pink and yellow on her, the same colors as Friend, who is also a cat. Look at these lines of dialogue from JOCKINGTON. "Chris, you know JOCKINGTON and Catty are always partners. Whatever shape the world takes, I'll be there." Catty the cat and JOCKINGTON the snake, the tail, they are both connected. They are Friend. They did an unholy fusion dance in a dark world and became Image_friend. And like, what do we really know about JOCKINGTON? We don't know where he lives, has no mention of his family, and why the hell does he have a talk sprite? You know what characters have talk sprites? Characters like Susie and Ralze, main characters, and very important side characters like the Undertale cast, Noelle, and Birdly. But for some reason, both JOCKINGTON and Catty have talk sprites too. Characters who are seemingly unimportant. It'd be different if like all of Chris's classmates had talk sprites, but no. Monster Teen, Temmie, and Snowy are all lacking talk sprites. There's a list of names that get marked as interesting when you choose them for the character creation. Some that make sense, like the main characters, Sans, Toriel, Gaster, etc. You know who else is in this list? JOCKINGTON and Catty. And like, Catty sorta makes sense. It's hinted at that they do have some history with Chris doing weird occult stuff. But JOCKINGTON? Chris doesn't even seem to have any history with the guy. But clearly JOCKINGTON is a popular figure among the town. Noelle notably being a huge JOCKINGTON fan. Susie even calls out how JOCKINGTON fans are crazy. Wait. JOCKINGTON fans crazy. If JOCKINGTON is Friend, you know who went crazy while in contact with them? Spamton and Jevel. JOCKINGTON fans really are insane. They went insane because he is Friend. we just talk about Jockington is literally the only character whose name is directly mentioned in the prophecy? Tenna is the Lord of Screens, Lancer's Toothpaste Boy. Even all the main characters like Susie are only referred to as the girl. But Jockington, the snake guy, is somehow important enough to be mentioned by name. I don't understand. What does this mean? Now, let's bring up Mike again. Not the real Mike, but the fake ones. The 3 Mikes who you can find as the kinda extra secret bosses for Chapter 4. All taking on various fan designs of Mike, with Small Mike, Cowboy Mike, and Cat Mike. These guys are already strange on their own because, their song has the freedom motif, but that's a whole different topic. But let's take a look at Cat Mike. He resembles Friend the most, with the yellow and pink eyes and the cat tail I mentioned earlier. Wait a minute. Look at the tail. A long, snake-like shape. Look at the little white cutoff. It's a mouth. Look how much it resembles Jockington. The cat-like figure that references Mike has a snake-like tail that also resembles Jockington. It's all connected. Jockington never stops smiling. He has 10 sprites that all smile, for God's sake. It's always been him under our noses the entire time. Look at these lines. Do you like breathing and moving fast? With or without legs? With legs and without legs. Which one of you can unhinge your jaw? Sort of like Friend. Look at the goddamn library. Look who Jockington is next to. Temmie, a cat. The cat tail and the goddamn cat again. It's just Friend. I can't escape it. Also, let's talk about Temmie. Not in-game Temmie, but the real one. Just look at an old tweet from 2018. The cat's tail is just a snake in disguise. The cat's tail is a snake in disguise. Jockington is Friend in disguise. He has a friend inside of him. This is what it's always been building to. It's never been about Woody. It was always about Jockington. Friend inside me is Jockington. Woody was just a red herring left by Toby Fox to hide us from the truth. Jockington Friend reveal in Chapter 5. Also, let's just talk about the prophecy thing again. You know what else Jockington does? He foreshadows the ending of Chapter 4. In Chapter 2, life is a big ball game. And when the man is on the field, he does a big dunk. Try to be that dunk. You know what else ends up happening? The exact thing he just said. Susie takes you, Chris, and your soul, and you become the dunk and defeat the Titan. And Susie literally says, get dunked on. Jockington fucking knew all along, that bastard. That's why he's in the prophecy. I bet that asshole knows all about it. He knows how the world is going to end and what possibly could be done to stop it. But no, that bastard's just going to sit on his ass and talk about sports. Talking weird cryptic sentences while disguising his real identity. His identity is Friend. I bet Gaster planted his ass there like a goddamn sleeper agent. Guess what, speaking of Jockington knowing things from the future, guess what character Toby used when confirming Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 were releasing in 2025? Jockington. Something that ended up happening. Jockington knows all. Everything was all his fault. He was the one that caused Spamton and Jevil to go insane, causing Spamton's divorce with Tenna. If Jockington is Friend, and Friend is Mike, that means Tenna is working with Jockington, and Jockington loves sports, and you know what sports are on the television? That bastard, it was all a sick joke, just to watch more sports on TV. Hell, Jockington might not just be Friend, but also a goner. His color actually slightly fades as the game goes on, something that primarily happens to goners. The whole speech thing getting more and more nonsensical, and makes perfect sense. The goners in Undertale already speak quite strangely. Another character who starts to speak strangely in Deltarune is the weird bird dude in the library. A character who ends up becoming a goner in Undertale. You can find him by the lake acting really weird. The same kind of thing that's starting to affect Jockington. What the hell is up with him? Is he a Friend? Is he a goner? Jockington has all these fans. What do you think is going to happen to all of them? If it's anything like what happened to Spamton and Jevil, they'll all lose their minds. All of Jockington's fans are all being set up to go insane. So this is it. Jockington is the same prophecy as Friend, makes his fans go insane like Friend, is on the tail of Cat Mike, hangs out with several cats, one of which most likely being one of Deltarune's fucking gods, being Temmie, who's also tweeted about a cat tail being a snake in disguise, a tweet made when Deltarune's story was definitely complete. His other friend is a cat who has the same color scheme as Friend. He sees the future, just like the prophecy can, has the same smile as Friend, his eyes that are conveniently hidden away. The main tail of a creature being controlled by it. Literally having a friend inside me. All this evidence is 100% irrefutable. It's clear what Toby was hiding all along. Friend isn't Gaster, Friend isn't its own thing, Friend is someone who we thought was innocent all along. Poor old Jockington. A character so seemingly insignificant, he was able to slither his way under our noses. But the truth has been revealed. We can all see who Jockington truly is. Do you think he knows about the weird route? Is he just cracking stupid jokes while being 100% aware of what's going on with Noelle? How long has he gotten away with hiding his identity? He was never a real monster, never anybody's friends. All his fans are just poor souls manipulated by his charisma, not realizing that he's been a vessel for Friend this entire time. But what if it's not a bad thing? We don't know for sure if Friend is actually evil or not. Maybe I've been too harsh on Jockington. Everybody loves the guy. He's pretty much chill with everyone. Even if he's not real, that's okay. Because whatever shape or form he decides to take, he'll be there, even with a friend inside him. This character's so weird. Why does he have so much relevance in the prophecy? Why does he talk weird and act weird? He talks like a goner, is connected to cats, is a snake in disguise. Like, come on, Toby, what are you hiding? This isn't Deltarune, it never was Deltarune. It's Jockington's world, and we're all living in it. Now, look, a lot of what I said sounds like actual bullshit, and yeah, it kind of was. But I'm gonna be honest, some of the evidence is kind of compelling. I do think that the connections hold some actual weight. Like his friendship with Caddy and such, and the Temmie tweet is kind of weird. But for the most part, this theory is mostly insane speculation. But that's the best kind of theories to talk about. I don't take credit for it, as this theory has mostly been spread around on Twitter, but I did decide to at least share some of it here. This is honestly like my favorite video I've ever made. I just had a dumb idea at like 3 AM one night, and I was like, yeah, I'll make this whole script in one sitting. But if people like this really bad video that you shouldn't watch, maybe I'll make more. But remember, be wary the next time you play Deltarune, because you never know what deep dark secrets could be hidden behind the most innocent of smiles. So I wonder what happens if you reverse Friend's color scheme. Oh my fucking god.